Hi, what you're looking at here is the Tower card from my Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck. The astrology associated with this card is Aries and Mars. In the Kabbalah, it is the 27th pathway of Peh. It connects Hod to Netzik. It is also associated with the root chakra and the element of fire. Numerically, it is key 16, so all sums of 16 and 7. The keywords associated with this card in an upright position are unexpected change, renovation, catastrophe, destruction, accident or damage, crisis, liberation, revolution, chaos, loss, tragedy, misery, distress, ruin, adversity, calamity, disgrace, and deception. So in reverse, it's everything that I just mentioned, except to a lesser degree, but also including words like oppression, imprisonment, tyranny, obstacles, illness, avoiding confrontation and loss, resisting change, averting disaster, avoiding tragedy, or in other words, delaying the inevitable. So when I first look at this card, I see like the climax in a story. It's like the middle of the story and who knows what's going to happen next. It's the cliffhanger. When this card comes up, anything can happen after this fallout. It could be anything. It tells me that now is the time to really pay attention to what needs to happen next. So, because it's very crucial. But when this card comes up in a reading, it could mean that there's something sudden that has happened that may cause a major change, or it's something that could happen. But it's such a major upheaval that what comes next is a rebirth of something. It could be a new beginning. So not always is the Tower card bad. It just means that everything is coming to a head. This card is the catalyst for drastic change. It could be bankruptcy. It could be trauma. It could be the ending of a relationship. It could also have to do with something with your health. So now is the time to pick up the pieces and maybe rethink a new beginning. So let's look at the symbolism in this card. Especially the falling figures, okay? I believe that these are the same man and woman from the Devil card that we just looked at, and the Lovers card, and probably all throughout, the man and woman theme. So, and they're falling. I see here, they're fully clothed, and it looks like, nicely clothed. One is wearing a crown. So, it looks like they were well-to-do. And the phrase that comes to my mind is, "Oh, how the mighty have fallen." So, moving on, the falling man, he is dressed in a blue robe and a red cape. So, the blue represents the subconscious, and the red, I believe, represents like the conscious actions. So it's like, there's a healthy balance here between what the subconscious and his actions are telling, and the subconscious is telling him and he is acting out. Whereas the woman is wearing a crown, so she's the one with all the responsibility and really in her feels. She's definitely ruled by her subconscious, with just a little bit of red, so all in her feels. The Tower, possibly, I believe, the Tower of Babel. So, I think of why that was built was so that they could reach heaven. They wanted to reach the gods. And I think that, that's kind of ego saying, that you want to be godlike, but yet, there's a lot of hard work that goes into that. Spiritually speaking, how we get there matters. And taking too much pride in getting there or being there and not realizing that all of it could be taken away in an instant is kind of what I think we see here. And then, the falling is the hard lesson, but it is the higher consciousness that is, setting us up for that, because it understands that, okay, we're getting too comfortable here and you're losing sight of why you wanted to be here, what it is, the reason that you're here, and it could be many things. And so, again, I keep coming back to that phrase, oh, how the mighty have fallen. So it's the ego that is lying to you. And all these things could be taken away at any moment. Also interesting, I see 3 windows. And the 3 windows could represent the Holy Trinity. It could also represent mind, body, spirit, or past, present, and future. And we see that reoccurring theme throughout the major arcana. We see that it is a dark background, and that the only light is probably illuminated from the lightning bolts. So it's almost like that aha moment, every time the lightning hits, it's like, ooh, did you see that? There's some truth. Oh my goodness, what just happened here, And in the Kabbalah, a lightning flash is a symbol of life force energy, which animates the tree of life and the 10 Sephiroth. So we also see these little yellow, they look like drops of water. They're falling from the sky. And they're also found in other cards in the Rider-Waite deck, but they appear in the shape of the letter Yod, the Hebrew letter Yod, which is pronounced Yah. And according to the Jewish sages, the Yod represents the world to come and completeness. And there are 22 of them, and there are also 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. So symbolically, I would equate this as this is divine interference. So when we have these moments in our life, especially a tower moment, it is divine interference. It's like, okay, it's time to get back on track. And sometimes it's the hardest lessons that we have that get us there. And notice that on the woman's side, the woman's wearing the crown. There are 10 yods, which represents the tree of life. And then on the man's side, there are 12, which represent the 12 signs of the zodiac. And personally, I just think the crown is symbolic. The crown on top, the crown that the woman is wearing, it's responsibility, but yet it's also, it's symbolic of the status that they held, and that could be taken away at any moment. We always need to be mindful of these things. So again, I really appreciate you joining me on this journey, because as I learn these things and then I relay the knowledge that I learn, it helps me to retain it. So I hope that it helps you. Leave me a comment, let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful day.